I'm just going to get everyone to briefly introduce themselves. I'm Ed. Cool.
Hello everybody, I'm Kate.
And I'm Bethan, and we are business partners and sisters.
I
don't know, can you notice? And we run a local hamper company called Boxlocal. So just to briefly explain that, what makes it unique is that all of the produce is from artisans that are local to Bristol and the surrounding areas. So we do personal gifting, corporate gifting as well. Yeah, that's who we are.
I'm Josh. I'm a digital marketing manager for Whistle Pumps. We're an axe throwing company, standard.
Nice.
So I've been with Whistle Pumps for about 6 months now. Previously I was working for a company called Ocean. Who, Bristol. We've got some more promotion in the season. And yeah, basically I manage the kind of revenue generating side of Whistle Pumps, so getting tickets sold and increasing spend when people are in venue, basically. So that's what I'm responsible for.
Awesome. Thank you. Right, I'm going to kick this off with Kate and Beth, because you've got the local focus with a national distribution.
Yes.
I guess, what does influence mean to you guys in the business?
Yeah, I guess it's just something that's really important to us because we want to show our product to people in ways that we can, and we want to obviously influence them to purchase our products. It's really important.
Yeah, we want to, I guess our goal is to reach as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And one of the ways that we do that, which is not necessarily online, is just by people receiving a box. So they're getting that box, they have that experience, it's got all of our marketing in it, and they're more likely to buy a box. That's where we get a lot of our customers from.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of influence, somebody said it earlier, I always think of influencer.
Yeah.
That's all I think about, but actually it's so much more than that. It's the kind of your family, friends.
Yeah,
exactly. Your box is branded, so like this one's in on my kitchen counter, my friends come over.
Yeah, we get that a lot actually. People are obviously seeing the box, which has got a brand presence that they then think, oh, okay, I've seen that. Oh, I saw one of those in an office the other day, and you know that sort of brings. I think the brand is strong, it's clear, and that's what is really important to take the business, to the next level, really.
What about axe throwing? That's got a fit in that.
I guess from a personal point of view, I see influence as the sharing of value. So whether that value is knowledge or entertainment or a review, an amazing box that I picked up the other day. It's the sharing of value, and the people that are really succeeding in it at the moment are the ones that are occupying a niche space and consistently talking about a specific area of interest and sharing any value that they can in that area of interest. From an axe throwing point of view, I guess for us, we went through a pandemic, right, where people were trapped in their homes, not able to see their loved ones. And contrary to many in the e-commerce industry, we're actually seeing a boom in ticket sales at the moment, which goes against everything that you think. I put a lot of that down to the fact that people really are still catching up on sharing experiences.
Do you see that in your sales, like it's word of mouth driving it, or how are you getting people to come in? Like, I only know anecdotally, when one of my mates about axe throwing, you hear about it, right?
Yeah, it's very word of mouth, I'm sure.
Definitely, but as Ed mentioned, it's a combination of offline and online. So we opened a new venue in September and we did a big influencer launch event. We didn't. Our influencers are often seen by people in marketing as hard to work with, right? But we focused on micro influencers, so people with less than 20,000 followers. We offered them a free ticket, and we didn't try and control what they were creating. We just offered them a chance to come down, and if they wanted to post, they could offer a discount code to their followers, of course. And we found that we got a massive uplift in organic search from that, and also we had a load of redemptions on the discount code. So there was that combined, the reason sales have been picking up there, combined with the real push into advertising. As Ed was mentioning, hitting people with those little frequent adverts, whilst that word of mouth is resonating from the influencer.
Nice. Ed, how do you think influence has changed over the last few years?
I think, I think people have become more aware of sort of the different ways that people can be influenced. I think particularly in the digital space, like the development of better attribution models in digital marketing. So over the last few years, people have started sort of attributing sales to more than one sort of advert views, if that makes sense. So previously, a lot of it was like what's called last touch attribution, where it was the last advert you see gets given all the credit for converting the sale, whereas people have now generally have moved, I'd say, well, some people have moved to multiple touch attribution, which is where you're like the last 10 adverts you've seen are given some credit because it's about building that customer journey. Now, what's allowed that is third-party cookies, which are going away. So this isn't necessarily what's going to happen in the future, but that has given people an awareness, I think, and in particular, not necessarily the marketer doing it, but the people they report to, given them awareness that people are influenced by lots of different interactions with their brand, and they may be in the real world or offline, and from their friends and from like influencers, and a lot of them will not be tracked. That kind of like opening of the can of worms, really, by saying like there's multiple influences here, has allowed people to think actually there's all this stuff that's not being tracked. And so I think over the last few years, people have just become a lot more aware of how their customers are being influenced, and that sort of idea of a customer journey.
Okay. So Kate, Beth, and Josh was talking there about influencers, which we talked about one pillar. Like, what, if anything, I guess, where else has influence played out online, specifically in your business, that you've seen or that you've harnessed as part of your growth?
I guess we do rely on reviews, which are really important to us. We work with a lot of online customers who buy individual gifts, but also we work with a lot of corporate gifting as well. And those reviews are 5-star. No, I need a negative one.
That's not an invite.
But actually, really interesting, our clients or customers have written, like, you know, if you can tell it's really from the heart as well. So they are real, and they're sort of named businesses, and that really adds so much value to our business. That's obviously a small scale, but it's growing traction, and we can see that those reviews have massively helped. Yeah, I don't know, we think we can see the impact of SEO as well, but I don't know if that's so much the influencing side. But yeah, reviews are really important.
Yeah, I think really powerful, we found.
Can I ask, sorry, do you do anything to gather reviews from people who have been gifted the box?
Yeah.
Because in a gifting service, you have this slight disconnect.
Really
people buy the product and not the people.
Yeah, because most of our contact is obviously with the person buying. So I guess with the corporate gifting, we do get people to review who have received one, because it maybe say it's within a business that yeah, exactly. If you have the contacts, then maybe afterwards.
But that's a really good point. I don't think we do enough of that.
It's hard to access. I guess we see the value of the customer experience, which we're trying to promote. If a business says, you know, we had a fantastic service from the beginning to the end, that's going to promote another business buying boxes, and they're the ones with the purse strings technically. So they're the ones that we want to try and appeal to. And same with the customers. Obviously, you want them to know that the experience was good. And I think that for us is really important in our sales. Like that's number one, because we're competing against obviously big businesses in the UK. We're a small business, but because of our unique selling points, which is the local side, the personable, you know, the sisters, we're you know, we are genuine people, which we think we get across, and that's why the customer experience, we hope, is appealing for people to pass on the information.
Which we understood from earlier, being
Yeah,
genuine, right?
exactly.
So,
No, that's such a, we really, that was a lot of our, that was sort of our main point, wasn't it, of this evening? That's how we feel like our business has grown, to be honest, with the genuine aspect of what we do. Yeah.
Cool. Josh, interesting one for you, obviously with the digital job role, right? But you've got a physical activity. And feel free to say it doesn't fit in, but like, does offline or community fit into how you think about approaching digital marketing with the offline service you've got?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have to represent the offline experience heavily in our digital marketing in order to get people to come and visit. But also, our business was built on the back of an offline strength rather than an online strength. I think when you're starting out as a business, you don't have the budget all the time to be investing loads in advertising, online, that sort of thing. But what we did was we created a close community, a league of axe-throwing players.
Right.
They then spoke to their friends, invited them down. Some of them became staff. Suddenly, word's getting out.
Right.
Introduced newsletters, which helped people compete against each other with scores in them, and it organically grew in that offline way.
So you like sending out those scores and those leagues to people digitally, I guess, to create that buzz? Is that the sort of thing you were doing?
Yeah, definitely. But those were the people that had come in and visited, but had only found us through word of mouth.
Yeah.
So that's how we started, and so it's still really important for us now. You know, our main aim for all of our staff is to kind of exceed expectations when people come in. You know, it's a very theatrical experience, and we don't over-market that because we want people to come in and be like, "What?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be throwing axes at targets, and instead I've got this amazing actor in front of me that's, you know, exciting me and making me laugh." So.
That's very cool, very cool. Okay, so we're going to move on to some more quick fire questions. Still in the right piece, still in the right theme of influence, but who's had the most influence on you personally and professionally? This is quite an interesting one.
This is, yeah.
Start with
Josh?
I'll be quick. My mum? No. I mean, it is true though. It's true. Personally, I like the way Rio Ferdinand has handled himself. I think he's been through adversity. He was one of the early pundits from a working class background that made it onto the BBC in football. And now he's sharing stories online with people that are helping them deal with problems, right? From professional, I used to work for a gentleman called Stephen Bartlett, who is the epitome of influence, in my opinion. He lives and breathes it, right? So, harvested as much knowledge from him as possible.
Good answers.
We discussed this earlier. But we were saying just the kind of people we are most influenced by are just the local people that we follow, like maybe foodies and those types of people. But anyone that's just really authentic and genuine.
That word again, right?
Yeah, it just
really
keeps
is.
coming up, but it's so true. It's just so appealing. I love following people like that.
I guess it's like the reality.
The local people.
Like local, was that right? You said sort of local foodies? I think I heard the word local.
We say it so many times.
But yeah, I think that's the whole thing, isn't it? It's a bit like reality. You really click with people that are, you know, when reality TV came out, it's like, wow, this is so appealing. You can really click with these people that are you're just watching their lives really, which is strange. But I don't know, you know,
Then
sort
it
of
became fake, didn't it?
Yeah,
Like we had to see Julie's
I'm talking back in the
So now
back
it's
in the
like
day.
real people are now
People
like
who-
more interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I guess actual real people.
Yeah.
It's a really weird spin there, but
I mean, kind of to bring it back to the sort of the science and the research side of things, I'd probably say my wife, just because we're influenced all the time by the people around us.
Yeah.
So it's probably
Yeah.
the person we spend
Yeah.
the most time with.
yeah, definitely.
So-
Almost sounding romantic.
And I guess, well, just to add another one, I guess our dad, which I know sounds really weird, but that was actually an influence on the business, because he always used to show us, we used to go to farm shops, he does all the cooking at the house, and he used to just,
He's such a foodie.
Yeah.
He's instilled
and
that passion into us.
that's influenced the business start, no doubt, and then that just carries through really, and
Okay.
Oh.
Two more to go. First one is about mistakes, I think, especially if we think about influence and I don't know what it might be, but like what mistakes have you made when you've been thinking about influence and getting people to grow the business that might be useful to share? Kate, Bethany.
Yeah, we do, like, we have been doing a few giveaways, like, you know, your classic,
Yeah.
you follow me, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And sometimes they've been really successful, other times we chose an influencer with loads of followers, like compared to us, like 38k.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like on that same level like you were saying earlier. And we just got like no return from that.
interaction. No.
I think
Well,
because
a
there
little bit,
wasn't
but-
really much of an overlap in our audience, and we really thought that because she had so many followers that it was going to be like a huge thing, but
So
it
did you
wasn't.
stop working with influencers totally, or have you found a different way to identify the ones
Just
that
the
work?
ones that
or-
work are, I hate to say local again, but like, so really the people that it's going to be an authentic, genuine connection, like they might have been interested in our brand beforehand, like organically. Those kind of ones are really successful.
How does that work for you guys? And I appreciate you're a local business in terms of products, but you're a national retailer,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you don't have local customers
No,
necessarily.
That's
like,
true.
Have you thought, is that how you're thinking about it at the moment, or is that at the moment it's just let's focus on Bristol in terms of that influencer market?
Yeah, I think initially, Bristol. I guess the reason why we want to influence it, there has to be a link really with Bristol. We obviously do get UK-wide global customers, but the link always seems to be with Bristol, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah.
but I guess there's scope for sort of moving the business to other areas, which can obviously create more of a UK-wide influence for sure.
No, it was a
But
half-loaded question because we see that a lot with our customers,
Okay.
right? Like national brands,
Yeah.
they want to sell to everyone in the whole country.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, like Josh is going to have great insight because they've got a physical store right there.
Yeah.
They can only
Yeah.
sell to
Yeah.
Like, you know,
definitely.
Yeah, we have the
actually,
ability
for
to go
national e-commerce,
anywhere.
this local thing can be really powerful.
Yeah,
That's really good insight. And Josh, any learnings from your influence journey? Now that you said that you worked for Steve Barker.
Yeah, I'll follow that up.
I'll
follow that.
Yeah.
Sat here racking in my brain, trying to listen. I think, apologies to bring back to digital, but I think one of the things that I've learned from working in and around influence, but also from seeing myself, is consistency. Obviously you guys have mentioned authenticity, genuineness, that's number one rule, right? But if you can be consistent, the people that are winning online at the moment are the ones that are consistently putting content out enough to hit the algorithms so that they are getting maximum reach. And that's really hard when you're limited on time, right?
Yeah.
So it's a goal to work towards, I think. And if you can identify maybe what your one platform is that's going to work best for you and focusing on that, then that can open up opportunities further down the line maybe.
That's good. I was speaking to someone earlier and then we were talking about multiple channel versus single. So final one, just going to run down the line. I'm going to start with Ed so everyone else can start thinking. The big question from your point, what's the future of influence? Go on, if you can lead it, we'll go.
I think, I mean, so for the next year, we've already spoken, it's been mentioned, kind of the economic climate. Things are getting tighter and marketing budgets are getting tighter. And I think for the next year, influence is important, more so than ever. It's ultimately, influence is a way of often making other ad channels more effective. And so if your ad spend's getting reduced in general, you want to be able to make that as effective as possible. So I think that's sort of why people will be looking that way. Also, a lot of the kind of the examples we brought up, so like influencers, referrals, reviews, they're all things that people are kind of have been doing on the side, some brands, or haven't been doing yet. And in the adversity that looks like it's coming in the e-commerce space in particular, like they will be, people are kind of looking for new things to try because they need it, frankly. Like your standard kind of digital customer acquisition costs are getting too expensive for people. Like, so you've either got to make those ads more effective or spend your money elsewhere because like your average pay-per-click ad just isn't paying for itself.
Okay, I don't think I can answer like in a sort of big technical way, but I guess
No,
if I'm thinking,
what's future influence for your business?
yeah, that's the thing. I
Yeah.
think if you're thinking about Boxlocal, I think it's just it's really pushing the customer service level, the genuine feel that the business can offer, because that will no doubt bring sales and it will keep the reputation as strong as it is, and that's to us the core bit of our business, the fact that we can influence the people that have had that good experience. And I think
if we invest our time in that experience,
yes,
then it's just gonna grow, hopefully.
And doing that in a sort of non-digital, digital and digital way, I feel like that's the right way. You know, just keeping to those core values, really.
Cool.
Yeah, that's.
Last but by no means least.
I think a lot of people don't like this word, but unfortunately it's on the horizon. The metaverse is coming. It is coming, and a lot of big brands are adopting it. A lot of Gen Z are already in there, and they're your future customers, right? If they're not already, Gen Alpha are definitely in there, right? So I think Gen Alpha, they're the generation below Gen Z.
I always have to get reminded of different levels.
So I think the future of influence, you will see, today there was a partnership between Burberry and Minecraft, where they're bringing out a load of Burberry clothes on there, and you will start seeing digital influencers more often, so that's avatars that aren't real people, but people are following them, learning from them, and starting to make their purchase decisions based on what they're recommending.
Cool. Cool. I'll give you a second round of applause now.